G'day, Josh. G'day, brother. I'm good, thank you. Mata tatama, tātou katoa, hei jaki, hei manaki, hei rataki, ngā wā katoa, ake, amini. When I last finished off with our last kōrero, bro, on the first part of your podcast, on your interview, bro, we talked about, we were just wrapping up who were some of the leaders in your team, bro, that helped you, guided you through. And then we've also moved on now. We've moved on to finding ways how we can see some light on our coaches, bro. Yeah, in your time. Yes. And on there, bro.
Yeah, so Stevie Berman Senior was my first Tani Pro coach, and he had a massive influence on my game and me personally. With his whānau, really, clever coach. Man, he could swear a lot. Back in the day, you could swear it and yell and scream, and it was quite funny. So he was, one of the major coaches that helped me. Also had a lot of other coaches too. Max Note is a very clever coach, as well as Koroki Waikai. Your dad even took us for a year or two. Heights, if you can remember, the under-19s.
Yeah.
And he was a very good coach too. Very simple game plans, but effective game plans.
Yeah.
And I think what he brought, because we had a lot of we had 3 different age groups all playing for the 19s. I think we had who was Pātere and all those guys as well.
Yeah, that's right, bro. Yeah. As we mentioned, I was one of the ball boys, bro, that followed Dad and the boys in the under-19s, because I knew for a fact after the games we always soft drinks such as Mountain Dew and Pepsi.
those big Mountain Dews, those 1 litre ones too, eh?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, back then. So those were some really good coaches of mine, and Lenny Heta too. When we won the 97 Premier Grand Final too, which was the first Premier Grand Final that I had won or was lucky to be a part of. All those coaches had a big influence in my life, mate.
So you named a number of coaches, bro, and again, this is drawing my attention to try and, while our coaches, the coaches that are still here, it'll be a good time to, pick their brain and, share their perspective and experience. What's some of the advice and all that, bro, that you may have received, or what sort of quality, or did it look like?
For me growing up, I probably wasn't the run of the mill prop. As far as like argy bargy is concerned, I love doing that.
Yeah.
But just growing up, with your brother and Stevie and that, I probably developed a little bit of ball playing, I suppose, and a bit of sidestepping and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's not trying to be flash. It was just trying to have options when you're, taking that first one off the ruck, and just trying to be a little bit more creative. So none of the coaches told me not to do that.
Yep.
But probably just pick my times when I did do it. Because sometimes it didn't always work. So I think that the coaches sort of let me do what I wanted to, as long as I was sort of sticking to the game plan.
That's nice. Yeah, cool. Oh, awesome, bro. Yeah, awesome. So we're sitting in the senior realm now, bro, and again we most of the young ones, such as myself at that time, bro, we found time to go to our schoolboys game that morning, shoot over to the complex to watch the netball and also have a kai there, and then make our way back over to Davies Park, or if there's a way trip, we'll try and get on the bus. Yeah, so just trying to help you understand, bro, and help you realize that. Yeah, man, there was, and also at Davies Park, we used to fight over who would be on the scoreboard.
True.
Yeah, so we try and race to get there, bro, and be the first on the scoreboard so you can do the scores and all that.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Not until later, like, when you hear stories of that not blowing our trumpet, is that we didn't realize that a lot of the younger ones sort of looked up to us. We didn't even know. We didn't even know. We'll just go and do our thing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until sort of later on where we had an appreciation. Like, shit, we didn't even actually realize. We just did what would normally do.
Oh, definitely, bro. Yeah.
But not realizing the impact, or basically the impact on what it had on those coming through, like yourself. And we just didn't even know, mate. We didn't even know.
No, definitely, bro. Yeah, it's really impacted our lives. That's hence the reason of the results and the mahi that we had to do, bro. Also rubbing shoulders with you guys both. I remember myself, Tahi, Dad Marsh. At that time, Lance was in that area, Portato. We used to go and do our training, bro. Then we'll try and race down to come and join the Prems training. And we were only like 12, 11, stuff like that, because we just wanted to be amongst it. And it was vibrant. It was vibrant. And when we think about where we were training, bro, we were training at the Huntly College, using the track, using the athletics track. And that was the time, So I was only like 11, bro, 11, 10. But we just got amongst it, bro. Again, that was our type of device to, stick with you fellas, bro. And I suppose the regime of that time, bro, I'm not too sure who was the coach at that time, but it was really sharp. Ngāpera was and her team was helping out with the areas, and her tāne there, Leon, he helped out with some technique. So it was all brand new for us.
No, that was awesome way back then, man.
Yeah.
And I remember you guys training with us too, and it was really, really cool to see. Good seeing the young ones being keen and wanting to get in there, man. That's awesome.
All good, bro. We're gonna stay in this the senior realm, and we're gonna touch on some memories, bro, in the senior realm, from if you're able to.
The seniors, lots of good times with the playing senior footy. Especially coming up from a young age, as I touched on earlier, having the excitement to play it and trying to see if you can put it with, the seasoned players, playing with, the like Brad and all those guys, as I touched on before, Jules and all of that was really cool, and it felt, like you had accomplished something by reaching, for better word, premier status, and being able to play in the top competition in the Waikato, and then eventually Waiko Bay. So it was, cool to be a part of that, and I would like to think that we done really well, especially our 97 team, and we won a few championships as well, some Waiko Bay championships as well, which was great to be a part of. Was fun times actually.
Awesome, bro. Yeah. So when we think of rugby league back in the 90s, bro, or the early 2000s, just wondering, bro, what did recovery look like for you after the games? And
my recovery itself was probably terrible, which didn't really do much to recover. You'd go and ice your bruises and stuff like that after the game for like half an hour. That was pretty much about it. It's it wasn't as good as what it is now, by no means, man. It was, but that's all we knew. We didn't know too much about the importance of recovery. Yes, with ice, but that would basically be about it.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's good to know. That's good to know, bro. It just helps us understand, we had how it's growing around what recovery looks like now. There's a lot of resources and devices and that our young ones today, man, they get a hold of it, and it's pretty amazing. But always think back of what did our uncles do? What did such as our older older cousins and all that. So no, that's good to know.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you're just nice, and then you're still sore when you get to fitness training on Tuesday, and then you sort of recovered by Thursday, and you got team running and team training,
That's
and
right,
then
man.
footy on Saturday, and then start again.
Mm. No, that's
it's
right,
it's
bro.
a
That's
cycle.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
that's how it was.
Yeah, awesome. I've got a couple more, just a couple more cool, part-time, bro. Couple more questions. Just some of your background, bro, or your perspectives or your experiences that you can, if you can remember, bro, around your representatives. So we're looking at Waikato,
Yeah.
and so
Uh, So, um, I was fortunate enough, like I said, was being able to play football with Willie and Stevie, and that, and our group of friends were quite good, playing together. So I was able to represent Waikato from a young age, as you were, heights, so from 13s or 12s all the way up into prems eventually, and then so played Waikato Premiers for a few years, and then Waikato Bay
Yep.
for a couple of years as well. And then while playing Waikato Bay, was fortunate enough to make the Cook Island International Rugby League team, where I was lucky enough to be chosen with Stevie Berman and Terry Clune.
Nice.
We played together in Melbourne, against the Aussie affiliated states, and then we went to Fiji and played a couple of tests over there, and we won. And also played in the Pacific Cup a couple of
Awesome,
years after
man.
that,
Yeah.
representing the Cook Island rugby league team. So that was special again, and to be able to play with Stevie and Terry Clune, man, was
Definitely, yeah.
amazing, man.
Awesome,
The,
awesome,
the
man.
the three boys from Huntly playing together again at
That's right.
international level, or it's bloody incredible, and can't beat it.
Yeah,
Can't beat it.
exactly. Yeah, no, definitely, bro. No, that's a good feeling. We know that the production line is all the way through, but yeah,
Yeah.
those are good memories that we need to hold on and share for our young ones. Hopefully, they can continue on their type of
Oh, for sure.
journey. Mm,
For sure.
awesome.
And we always talk about it, Stevie and I and your brother, like, if we had the same opportunity as they have now, way back then, man, far out. The amount of opportunity they got now, and good on them,
Yeah,
is bloody incredible. And even for the girls as well, Wahine playing is bloody, it's awesome,
exactly.
man. And their and
Exactly.
their standard of football is so wicked.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
no, awesome, man.
Mm.
Yeah, cool. So Waikato Bay, bro, 2004. That was the team that
Yes,
came into the competition of the Barricade.
yes,
At
yes,
that time, I was asked to return home and come and be a part of that team, but
yes,
again, it was a bit of a tug of war for myself, which I had
yes.
I had Tawara Nico on that side, bro, pulling me over to come home, and
Yes.
I had James Lillywhite on the other side, bro, pulling me the other side. So I was like,
Yeah.
fuck, how is this possible? But, and again, I was too young to know James, but then, the more I look into him, and he's a bloody legend in his own right, bro. But for
Yeah.
both of them, and such as Tawara, it's good. It's good to see our legend come back into our game and be involved. So how was that experience, bro, coming into the competition at Barricade 2004, and what can you remember
Was it?
the?
Yeah. I can remember it. Was pretty daunting coming into a big competition like that. Just playing for Waikato, but playing against the likes of you guys, the Tornadoes and Canterbury and all Auckland, all of
Yeah,
that
that's
was
right.
was a little bit daunting. And I remember texting you Heights to see how it was playing in that competition, if you
Yeah,
can
that's right.
remember.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Just to see how it was, and like what you had to do and prepare yourself, and you'd always return my texts. But again, it was good to try and see if you can put it with the big boys, and to see if you can be able to either put it to them or at least compete. Man. We did that in the first half of the year, I believe. We done really well, actually.
Yeah, it did.
Won quite
Exactly.
a few games.
I must say, bro, and it goes back. It goes back on history that our men and our wahine in the Waikato, man, they are fully capable of stepping into that arena and just trying to be as proud, but also the preparation and all that. And I know TA, he's got a bit of a huge knowledge behind him with his stuff. So definitely, man, it was awesome. No, it was those are good memories, bro. And tough, man, tough footy, and okay, brother. So we're coming to the to the end of your corridor, bro. I've got a couple of quick fires.
Yep.
Yeah, five quick fires, bro, just to help share your perspective, bro. Brief perspectives.
Yep.
Nothing too long, bro. But if you have the rako, bro, you can go as long as you want, bro. But I'm just want to pinpoint some areas of you in some of these spaces. So our quick fire, Golden Point quick fires, bro. Our number one is around growing up in Huntly. What did that look like, mate?
Yep. Growing up in Huntly meant fun, safe. Huntly's a safe place. Was a safe place then. I absolutely love in Huntly, and I still love going back to Huntly. It's fun though, playing footy. That's what it meant to me.
Our number two, bro, and our quick fire. Your parents during your rugby league journey.
Yep, my dad was especially an avid follower through my career. My mum, not so much, but she would always make sure that we had our undies and socks and stuff when going on tournaments and stuff like that. But my dad would always follow us around and carpool and stuff like that. He was always there for us.
Awesome, bro. Where they live. What did the parents? What was the relationship that you had with all the parents?
All the parents were incredible, and we treated and we made a point of it too. Is obviously we respect all our friends' parents and their whānau, like your brothers and sisters and all that. We always made sure that we would always be respectful of them as well.
Awesome.
But yeah, all of the families were welcoming. Well, they wouldn't growl us as long as would show respect and always use our manners. Man, we were okay.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Our next one, bro, is around your brothers. Hey, I don't even need to say anything, bro. Just brothers.
Yeah, the brothers.
Can you name them? Can you name them, bro?
Yeah.
Okay,
so there's Stevie, there's Wooly, there's Paul Cleaston, there's Mickle, Dwayne, affectionately known as TB, Shane Nathan Miru, Jason Wrights and Jason Neowata was in there as well. Who have I missed? Yeah, he was in there. Who have I missed? I think that's about it. I see Tickle Birthday. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those guys, we grew up. Some of us even started in kindy. And then we went through Huntly West School together. Some jumped in a little bit later in college, went to college together, played footy together. And some of us also have the same tattoo, which is around our bicep.
Yep.
My bicep's small, but yeah. Yeah, so really, really fortunate to grow up with a great bunch of men Uh, absolutely loved my time, you know, back then with them.
Good, bro. So we've got a couple more, and this next one, bro, is based on your life experiences, bro, in terms of your physical well-being. Yeah, and in terms of your journey thus far.
Yeah, this one can take for ages. If I'm
Take
really
your
gonna
time, bro. No
dig
problem.
deep into it, but yeah, as some of the whānau may know, you know, the last 5 years for me is has been really, it's been a wicked journey, man. A tough journey, a hard journey, a rewarding journey, and it's still going. It's still going. The first part of my journey, I suppose, was when I had to go on dialysis for luckily 13 months. And I was doing it with a friend. I don't really want to name his name. I'm not sure if he's open to sharing that, but you know who it is. And we helped each other through that journey where, you know, he was struggling a bit, so we sort of leaned on each other to be able to pull us through that. Luckily, he was able to get a kidney transplant a little while later, and I was lucky enough to get a kidney transplant 13 months later. That was quite hard to go through that. But then on top of that, and there's probably another thing after that, is that I had to get my left leg amputated due to complications with my diabetes. So obviously was an amputee, and then 6 months after that, believe it or not, I had to get part of my right foot cut off again due to complications. So I had one leg and the other, and then a couple of years later, I had to cut my other leg off. So I'm a double amputee now. And you know, when that happens, you think, bloody hell, man, what why me? What have I done to deserve this? You know, and a lot of people would, you know, say, why me? You know, what have I done? But not once did I ever think like that, Hutch. For some reason, and it's strange because I never got angry. I never got angry at God. And I'm not a deeply religious person. I do believe in God, I do. But I never got angry at God. I didn't get angry at the world. I just believe that, you know, it just happened. It just happened. And to be honest, Hutch, I was glad that it happened to me as opposed to my friends or my siblings. Only because I knew that I was of the mind, I would always try and look to the positive. Always look to the positives, no matter how small. You know, just waking up every day, man, that's a positive. You know, some people don't get to wake up every day, Hutch. So just looking at those small positives, I just think, shit, man, I'm still alive, man. You know, it's all right. I've won, man. I'm blessed. I can still wake up. Yes, I've got no legs, and I'm gonna struggle to drive. I'm gonna struggle to do this and that, but I knew that I would get there, man, or I would find a way. And that's what I did basically. As before I would go into theatre, or before things would happen, like, you know, cutting off my leg or whatever it was, I would, in my mind, prepare myself, thinking, shit, right, when I get out, when they cut my leg off, you know, how am I gonna, no lies, how am I gonna go to the toilet? How am I gonna drive? How am I gonna get to work? All of those things I had thought of about how I was going to do it. And before I cut off my second leg, because that was my big worry, I was like, flippin' heck, man, how the hell am I going to drive to work? How am I going to get to work? I actually learned to drive with my other leg by crossing my leg over a week before I told them to cut my leg off. So I already knew how to drive before they cut my other leg off. So once they cut it off, man, I was away. So true story, true story. I was that prepared, is that prepared to cut my other leg off, but to be an double amputee. I went into theatre on Friday, cut my leg off, and I was back to work on Monday.
Wow. What the hell, bro?
But
Oh my
I
god.
had,
Shit. Oh shit.
but
I don't
that's
think anyone can
because I had,
fucking comprehend what you just said there, bro, but oh my god, jeez. It's almost like you just went in
you know,
for your last type of rugby league game, prepared yourself as an individual, fucking went to go and battle, and obviously go back to work on Monday.
went back to work on Monday, Hodge, and I drove too.
Wow,
But
that's
that's
amazing.
it's yeah, and like I said, I'm not blowing my trumpet at all, man. It's
Ah,
just
no, 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 no way.
as I touched on, it's about trying to be mentally prepared and mentally strong. Um, and it's not it's probably hard to some people, but
Yeah,
it's not hard to find little positives to make you get up in the morning. And by
definitely,
just being alive, man, that's a massive, massive positive, man.
definitely.
If you wake up, man, you're blessed. You can wake up in the morning, man, you're excuse my language, you're
Yep,
blessed. And and people don't take those simple things, they take it for granted, man.
yep,
They don't really appreciate life. But with what I've been through, man, oh, I've been through heaps, Hodge. I don't take life for granted, and that's
definitely.
probably where it's probably different for me. But also what I realize and what I really understand is that as as men, we again, I'm not blowing my trumpet, man.
No, no,
As as
continue, bro.
as
Continue.
men, as men, we have the responsibility to keep getting up. That's our responsibility. That's our
Yes,
responsibility as men to get up for our whānau, our children, for us as men. That's our duty to always keep getting up, man, and don't give up. Don't ever give up. And yes, people might have mental health issues, but I believe that as a father, as a male, as a human being, that's our duty, man, is to keep getting up. And
sure.
that's what I strive to do, Hodge. Even though I'm a lot shorter now, with no, I strive to
Man,
keep getting up, Hodge. And I always will. That will never change. That will never
oh,
change, man.
awesome, bro. Thank you very much. Yeah. I know the nature of yourself, Josh. You're always thinking of others too, while you're probably in that situation, making sure assuring your
Yeah, for
kids,
sure.
assuring your wife. Wow.
Yeah, and yeah, I always. It's probably a bad trait of mine, but I use it like me is to always make sure that my family, my children, my friends are okay before me. I'm terrible like that. Um, but that's how I live my life, coach.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Totally
always
understand.
try and put others first, man. Um, yeah,
Mm.
that's just the way I am, mate.
I'm gonna throw this little curveball question, bro. Have you bought a lotto lately?
Nah, nah, I haven't much.
Oh man,
And
man,
man,
fuck.
I know I'm absolutely lucky to be alive. I know that, which is why I don't take waking up for granted. Our poor brother Mikkel isn't here anymore, and I are devastated, for wine for the kids. But what? Even though I don't see them enough, I'm going to do my absolute best to try and be there for them, to the very end, whenever that may be. But that's why I'm so thankful, Coach.
Awesome, mate. Awesome. Wow. Yeah, in regards to our brother Miku and his family, man, they fucking doing well. They're awesome here. They're a breath of fresh air here, bro, back home, and it's awesome to have them home. But yeah, again, you have an angle of your perspectives on our man on Miku. We'll have angle, Steve will have angle, and with all these different perspectives, man, fuck, we can create a movie for him because I knew he was sharp like that.
Yeah.
With all the cologne he
with
has.
your editing skills, you can do it.
Nah. But definitely,
Yeah.
and awesome, mate, for you. Always, finding time to acknowledge the people that you have acknowledged, bro. And we just want to acknowledge you, bro, on behalf of all our viewers on the Golden Pot. We just want to fully acknowledge you, my bro, and thank you very much. We really appreciate you and your journey thus far, and we have many more years to come, bro, and many more memories to create.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome, bro. Thank you very much, bro.
Yes.
We'll come to the end, bro, of your podcast on your interview, bro. We thank you very much again. And do you have any final words or any acknowledgements, bro, before we wrap up?
I'd just like to thank you, Hodge, for the opportunity to be able to share a bit of my story. I know there's lots of people out there that would be wondering how I'm actually feeling, with after everything that's gone on. And I know that there's probably be like a little bit of an awkwardness when they see me. They don't know what to say, to come and say hello, knowing that I've got no legs and they wouldn't be able to approach, but I'm still the same. I'm still exactly the same. So please do not be shy to come and say hello, man. I'm still exactly the same.
Massive.
I might just limp a little bit more, but I'm still the same person, man.
Definitely. Wow. Yeah, again, Joshy, we salute you, bro, and thank you for taking time to share your experiences, share your perspectives, but not only that, share your life with us and all the viewers that may be watching me. And no, we thank you very much, brother. We happy we'll close up with a karakia, bro?
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. For sure.
He te atu ka harawa. Tēnei māua anō e tuku whakamui ki kia koe, o manakitanga ki runga i a mātou. E whai whakaaro ana ki a koe, o uhi mai te kaha, te māramatanga, te aroha. Ki runga i a mātou, i ngā kōrero, o whakaputa ki runga i tō tātou nei kaupapa. Me ngā whakaaro maha o ngā tangata ko kōrero tia, i roto i tēnei o ngā kēmu, tēnei kēmu e kai ngākau te ana mātou a te rīki, me ngā ahuatanga kato o roto i tērā kēmu. E ora ana tonu mātou kia tipu tonu ai tēnei kēmu i roto i ngā tamariki, i ngā mokopuna, kia whai ngā hua katoa o tēnei kēmu atāhua. Reira, e te atua, mai te kaha, te timatanga, te whakamutunga, mai te rangi ki te whenua ki te rangi. Tutu whakamau kia tina, haumi e, hui e, taiki e. Awesome, Joshi.
Thank
brother.
Thanks so much.
Hara mo te whenua, engari mo te mana riki.
Hari koa ngā mātou i whānau. I te taha o te papataka, engari, tātu ki te kiri mo te papataka o, i te lopaka.
E ri te tonu ngā whakaaro ki te ale. Engari no te mutunga. Mo tai anu ki te pāpara kāutu ki re.
I still work full-time and I haven't stopped working full-time. I actually manage Quality Bakers here in Napier. We're based in Onikawa, and I moved here at the end of 2012,
and yeah, been doing it ever since. A liking to, or a bit of a passion for shoes, ironically. Yeah, well, I've got a bit of a collection. I think I sort of at my peak, I was around 100 to 150 pairs of shoes, and I probably only wore about 2 or 3, and now I only wear probably 1. I've given quite a few shoes away, a lot to my boys. But yeah, I like to do that. Ironically, Heitch, I like to collect shoes. My favourite pair of shoes that I've got at the moment is probably a pair of 2013 Jordan 1 Highs, Chicago's. I really like that shoe. And I've also got a pair of the Converse Weapons LA Lakers Magic Johnson shoes as well. So I really like that as well, mate.